the pieces that you took from me and you threw away. The beat up and dirty, abandoned and lonely, you're to blame. So don't tell me that you wanted me to be there for you, 'cause it's over and you're sorry. You are who's to blame. 'Cause I can't breathe when you're nearing me. I can't sleep till you walk away. Why do you do this to me? I can't even look at your face. The way you laugh, it makes me sick.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back one more time in 2022. FSB Racing Live. I'm your host, Sean Reap. With my partner, Milt Minter Jr. here from Darlington, South Carolina. The Lady in Black, the track Too Tough to Tame. What a great track to end the season on, and glad to have you with us, Milty. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving out there with the family.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Actually, we did not because my daughter was sick, so
Oh,
we're gonna have it next weekend.
all right. Well, I just got back from visiting my dad and my sister down in Hillsboro, so I had a second Thanksgiving. We just did Mexican for this one, though, so it worked out nicely. But it's good to see everybody. I hope everybody also who wasn't sick was able to have themselves a great holiday, too. But as I was saying, it's the white flag on the season. One last time here at Darlington. The egg-shaped mile and change oval here. Classic track. Very narrow, very tough on tires. Yeah, completely different behavior at both ends of the track. And we've got championship pretty much clinched here with, Rick Johnson was 24 points up. There's 24 points maximum you can score in a race, so green flag means this one's absolutely clinched. And you see Rick Johnson took a provisional, starting in the back, taking no chances. Let's make sure he completes that first lap. But up front, a bit of a barnstormer we haven't seen all season. Matt Watkins. Where did he come from? The Co-Goat making, I think, his first Friday night start this season.
Well, yeah, things always ramp up when you see the 15 car out there, and especially at his, somewhat home track originally. I drive right by it every day going to school and work, so definitely a home track for him.
Shane Wisman capping off a fantastic chicken runs season where he clinched another title. His teammate on the outside there, front row, just separated by .005. Slim Jim Gately, we got Mama Gately cheering him on. Good to see you, Doris. Hope you guys had a great holiday too. But yeah, Slim out there inside row 3. Your serious admin, Chris Beckman, outside row 2. Jason Dulford, Dave Ellens. We got cars taking the track for happy hour. It's almost go time here. So, keys to this track. Turn 1, which you're looking into right now. That's where the camera's pointing down into. A big, fast corner. Doesn't take any braking. You want to crack the throttle a little bit to save the tires. You get to the other end of that track, it tightens up, the banking kicks up, the radius changes, but it doesn't go the full 180 degrees. Whereas turn 1 and 2 goes more than 180 degrees. That's where you get that egg shape. But that other end of the track, that's where you gotta be on the brakes. Gotta be on your toes. We'll ride with...
Yeah, one of the toughest tracks and one of the toughest corners in racing.
Yeah, I'll ride on board here with the Highwayman. You hear him getting way down on it. You can see that groove kind of in the middle, high on the track, not necessarily down the bottom. Here, 1, 2 here, very little lifting, just a little crack of the throttle. Double apex it, and power down the backstretch.
When they have to draft the entire wear, they'll definitely be having to get out of it.
Yeah. Turn 1 is actually where you save the tires here. I don't know if I'm letting a trade secret out. It's all about not pushing it too hard through turn 1 and 2, and then just keeping the car off the wall through turns 3 and 4. Now, this is one of my absolute favorite tracks. I have had so many career wins here over many series. Every time we come here in the Winston Cup, I just want to jump out there and enjoying those guys. But the crew we got should put on a great show tonight, and we got to get around to making our picks before these guys take the grid here, Milty.
Well, I got a lot of career seconds and thirds here. Not too many wins. But, so we got a pick here. Wow. I'm going to go with the obvious choice there. I think Matt Watkins comes back and dominates tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Got the pole.
It doesn't matter if he hasn't turned a single lap in months. He'll still come out there and beat your butt. Man, it's hard to bet against Matt Watkins at any track, but especially at Darlington. But this track can bite you, so... I mean, your luck could definitely knock him out of this one. Gonna go with someone who, let's see, has a habit of staying out of trouble. Let's go with Shane Wisman, his teammate on the outside there. I think he learned some stuff on Tuesday. He was fast there. He's, picked up a few things from his teammate. I say if Shane Wisman can keep the car under him, have some good stops, I think he's got a shot at this one tonight.
Gotta expect some long green flag runs and tire wear and difficult pit entrance.
And part of what makes it so difficult here is that tire wear. The tires will be absolutely destroyed every time these guys come into pit. Just no grip left on them whatsoever. And that makes it harder to get the car woed up, get it slowed down, get onto that pit road. 45 miles per hour, cone to cone. Yeah, this is an updated version of Darlington, not the stock track that came with the game. but an excellent version nonetheless. You see Rick Johnson. He came out a little early there. That would have been an unsafe exit in the actual race there. You got to get inside that green cone. And we got some fan clubs being represented tonight. Pardon me while I sneeze. John Bates cheering on the 87, cheering on my teammate there, Tom Jackson. I had an opportunity to meet Tom Jackson a few weeks back there when I was in Nashville. Great guy. Way taller than you think. And Jammin' Jay, I mean, how can you not cheer for Jammin' Jay? He's got Dave Dulfer out there cheering for Jason Dulfer.
Jammin' Jay.
Forget, is that brother or cousin? I get all crossed up sometimes. Yeah, John Bates says Tom is a giant. Yeah, he is tall. He's a tall boy. I mean, I'm not very tall, so maybe it's just relative, but I'm only 5'8", but he towers over me.
Yay, tall guys.
Hey, at least I don't hit my head on door frames or going down the stairs. Yeah, you'd whack your head on your stairs, on the stairs here, Milty. My father-in-law and my brother-in-law are both very tall, 6'3" and 6'7", and they have to like bend their neck over to get down the stairs because there's this cutout from the closet in the hallway that dips down into there. Like I barely clear it. If I go slow, I scrape it with my head, but they have to go. Rrr.
Looks like Derby Don's rooting for himself there, huh?
Mr. Demo Derby Don rooting for himself. That is the most derby thing I've ever heard.
Why not? I gotta root for Matt Watkins when you're in the race, right?
True.
For yourself.
Where's Jim Ray? Where's he choosing the 52? We'll pick it for him. We'll say Jim Ray's got the 52. Oh, we got cars on the grid.
Drivers,
We got the engines firing.
engines!
It's about time to kick this pig, as Slim would say.
Well, start and restarts, very tricky here. Gotta let those tires come in. Real easy to get loose. Coming out of turn 4. Or just overcooking 3 and 4 and sliding up into that wall.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is where you gotta take care of the car. 1 and 2 is where you gotta take care of the tires. Of course, this configuration is the opposite of how the track was configured in the early days of NASCAR. They flipped the front and back stretches at some point. So what we know is 1 and 2 used to be 3 and 4, and vice versa. Of course, the story has been told time and time again. The famous egg shape is a result of preserving a farmer's minnow pond. He didn't want to have them dig it up and disrupt it. So they changed the shape of the track to accommodate, and it created just an absolutely iconic racetrack. And we got the pace car off. We got Matt Watkins, Shane Wisman, Slim Jim Gately, Chris Beckman, Jason Dulfer, Dave Ellens, and company leading us to green one more time.
Well, Ryan Johnson definitely wants to improve on last week. It was a tough one for him.
That was a
Gotta
tough
put
one.
that behind you and move on.
He gave it his all trying to get that Winston Cup as we are green here. And you see they quickly file themselves single file into turn 1. You don't want to mess around too wide through there for too long. Ooh, Dave Ellens.
Boy. Dave Ellens on the outside there.
Yeah, he almost went up Jason Dulfer's tailpipe there, but he hung on to it and kept it out of the wall. Christopherson's looking racy early on. Ryan Johnson's just going to let him go. He knows there's no reason to fight right now. Fighting to maintain a position is just going to use up more tire than you want to at this point in the run.
Every lap, you cheese grade those tires.
Yeah, I've heard this track surface compared to an aircraft carrier deck. Lots of seashell fragments in the asphalt back in the day. Just absolutely murders the tires. Turn 1 and 2.
Johnson taking a look back now.
Oh, almost 3 wide. Thinks better of it, though.
Very tight right there going through 3 and 4. Good to see Ken Hansen back. The night car wasn't here last week. It's one of his faves, for sure. Just want to stay connected. So much can happen here. Oh, Dave Owens into the wall. The super glue suction cups there.
Dave Owens getting
in
his...
that wall, they don't want to let you go.
Oh, Tom Jackson off the wall in turn 4 too. Brian Lamb narrowly misses to the inside. Yeah, Dave Owens got himself a Darlington stripe there. Back in the day, it was through this corner here, turns 1 and 2, which were 3 and 4 at the time. The fast way around here was to lean one of those big old steel-bodied cars up against the guardrail. It wasn't a wall, it was a guardrail. And they would just kind of lean it against that, just put a little stripe down the side of the car, and that's how they knew they were going fast enough. Matt Watkins up front still.
Now he's looking at the 40.
Matt Watkins just running a nice conservative start to the race, hasn't pulled away. You don't want to do that here. You don't want to use up stuff early.
Yeah, definitely conservative laps by these guys. Not pushing it 100% like qualifying. Taking a little off there. Meanwhile, these two haven't quite got that mellow yet. They're going at it here. 40's trying to defend a little and make him, Ryan Johnson, go to the outside. The highwayman holding that bottom line.
Rick Johnson, by the way, is officially your season 44 Winston Cup champion, no matter what happens. Oh, 63 around.
And there's a big crash behind.
Seems to have collected the 124 Rick Castle, 63 Jason Dolfer, 99 Pops Margison. Donald Ritchie gets a little bit involved here at the end.
Johnson on that outside, Ryan Johnson. You can see him starting to get loose there.
Yeah, we mentioned how this season didn't quite go according to plan, and this is another one of those situations. He slides it a little, pumps the brakes, but Jason Dolfer was just too close to avoid there. Carnage ensues behind.
Hit the wall, and then Dolfer's coming up, nowhere to go. Then he gets tagged from behind, and then Pops from Rick Castle, and Pops gets into him. It's an alley accordion there.
Great move there for Ken Hansen. We got to get on board him and watch him weave his way through this one.
Awesome. Hansen was just starting to move there, but he definitely gets on the binders, and he's got Derby John right behind him, but Derby picks a lane.
Watch this reflex. Oh, he misses Pops, misses Castle. Weaves his way on through. No damage for the number 9. Coors beer can.
I don't know what happened to Derby there. If Derby
I think he got pinched into the wall a little bit.
pinched into the wall, I think. I don't know if he got into Hansen or not. You can see the 9 car just locking him up, slowing down. Derby Don going full bore there and just kind of thought he was going to get by, but he kind of bounced off the wall and got a little of the 124. Dave Owens also gets a piece. Several cars there with damage. I don't know how bad. Some of them should be okay. I'll have to pound it out here and see what happens.
Yeah, biggest problem with damage here, it's not so much the aerodynamic speed down the straightaways, it's the cumulative effect of it tightening the car sometimes and making the tires wear just a little bit faster.
That's just like I was talking about at the beginning, man. Coming out of 4 there, get a wrong kind of angle there, and there's just no grip up there because you're having to turn the car still. Need to be coming up into that banking as you exit. When you're already in it, going around there, that corner tightens up on you.
The ironic part, too, is that that turn is less than 180 degrees. But it still feels tight.
Because you're still carrying so much speed through it.
Absolutely. We got everybody in. We're 4 tires and fuel. It's one of those tracks you will not see people trying 2 tires tonight. You will not see people staying out on tires. It just doesn't happen.
We got the 41 of Chris Beckman. Got a copy, Chris.
Yep. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Chris.
Happy Thanksgiving, bud.
Yeah, same to you, brother.
how's
Derby
the
Derby's reporting from the YouTube chat directly. He has no damage from that encounter.
Yeah, he's multitasking there, definitely.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the Derby car make the show tonight, but it's nice to have Don out here.
He likes this track. He shows up in the truck races to get his ass kicked by me sometimes too.
I was surprised you weren't doing a little in-car reporting tonight, Sean. From the track.
This track is my absolute favorite, but there's just too much going on to try and do the multitasking for me.
Yeah, 10-4, understandable.
So Rick Johnson started in the back. He just wanted to get those laps to secure his championship. Has he said much after that, or?
No, he's pretty quiet on the radio. He's probably just trying to rub it in and win from the back, make us feel really bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he ever say much?
He doesn't know.
That is the quietest drummer I've ever met in my life.
Speaks with his victories.
And they speak volumes. Well, you're looking good there in P3 there, Chris. You got those Monsoon boys in front of you and Slim behind you, but you got a plan to deal with those guys?
We got a long way to go. This is a pretty lengthy race tonight. I'm just going to be riding and kind of hanging out for a while.
Absolutely. This is one of those tracks where order of business number 1 is survive the first half of the race, and then you figure out how you're going to finish it.
Yeah, 10-4. Good luck, guys. I'll check back in later.
All right, thanks. You
Roger
too,
that.
Chris.
Yeah, it's what you got there with those last 30 laps left. That's
Sometimes the winner is the guy who makes just the fewest mistakes around this track. Keeps the right side on the car, keeps the tires under him, keeps out of incident trouble.
So no damage for Derby there, just a couple little scrapes on that Derby car.
How can you
Could handle
tell?
it. But how could you tell? Exactly.
They got the pace car off, and we're going to go back green here on lap 14 of 147.
Rick Johnson's made up quite a few spots here now already.
Yeah, it really has. He was helped by those guys who had to pit for repairs and tires. He was able to get around those guys. Oh, Matt Watkins is all kinds of loose through turn 1 and 2.
What do
Hangs
you
on
do?
to it.
Sometimes he just needs to scare himself a little bit. Good for that at least once a race. And you just marvel at how did he catch that car?
Scared him and everybody behind him, I think. The scary things about this track is when someone has a problem, there's just nowhere to go, and we are under caution
Is
again.
out again.
You know what Larry Mack says? Cautions breed cautions.
Ouch.
See if I can find the
Jason
source of
Dulfer?
this.
Oh, 24, Rick Castle.
Night goes from bad to worse for Dulfer and Castle here. Looks like
That's
Tom
heavy
Jackson.
damage.
Looks like Tom Jackson just didn't get a read on how much 124 would be slowing. Just piled in there. Oh, Dulfer comes in, gets in there, and then a late hit from Donald Ritchie. The 43 just couldn't quite get it wound up there in the marbles.
Yeah, that's
Whoa,
going
mouse
to
button
be a
stuck.
handful for the 124.
Yeah, let's go back and watch this whole start. Okay, so Donald Ritchie let Jason Dulfer go on the start. See if there's any obvious problem here. Looks like Tom Jackson has retired the number 80 Mr. Softy machine. Wow. Like he just seriously misjudged the closing rate there. It's easy to do.
Whoa.
Sometimes at this track, you forget which end of the track you're on. And I wonder if Tom didn't...
Much time for Jason to react there.
Nah, none at all. But I have to wonder if Tom didn't think he was going into turn 1 there, even though he had just gone through it on the start and he just forgot to brake. This is a track where I absolutely always leave the preferred line on. Not because I follow it, but because it reminds me which end of the track I'm on. If it's turning orange, I'm going into turn 3. If it's staying green, I'm going into turn 1. And that's that way I don't forget to brake going into 3.
Well, almost, couple laps. I mean, these cars get tire wear just getting pushed onto the grid around this track.
Fortunately,
this
these
guys are staying out.
Yeah, it's not quite that extreme here in the game. But this is the track where Legend had it. Crews would get fined for rolling the tires to the pits. But this is also the repave in the mid 2010s. Beautiful surface. Lovely track. Looks great under the lights. Such a historic track. It had lost a date at one point. Lost the iconic Southern 500 Labor Day weekend. And then it came back. They started doing the throwback weekends with all those great throwback paint schemes on modern race cars. It's always fun to see what people bring every year. Kyle Larson went all out when he threw back to Kyle Petty, driving the 42 car for Ganassi. Threw back to the mellow yellow scheme, and he even put on a Yanni wig to look like Kyle Petty did back in the day. The guy Dave Ellens popping in for a little in-race report here. How you doing out there, Dave? Your car okay after getting caught up in that scuffle?
I think I just dented a fender and got it pounded out. I think I'm good, so we'll see. Just have to, with this track, you got to take your time at the beginning of the run, so we'll see what I have at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's still up there in 6th, so they obviously didn't have to bang on it too much.
No, it looks pretty good, so I'm just going to count my, lucky charms at this point and try to hang on till the end.
All right, looking
Absolutely.
good out there, man.
Well, good
Great,
luck, brother.
great qualifying effort. Looking good so far.
All right, just want to say hi to everybody out there watching, and hope we can bring it home tonight.
All right, good luck out there, Dave.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have fun.
You know it. Dave
Well,
Owens
and that's
checking
really
in for
the
the
attitude you
115.
got to have too. Is bring it home. I mean, this is a track that'll bite you.
Yeah, this is
You
not
know,
a track. This is not a track that rewards you trying to make things happen.
I would say it's the most of all the ovals I've run, the one that can catch you off guard quicker than anything else. It's just really you can be doing the laps and swear you're doing the same line as you did, and all of a sudden find yourself going around, going, how the hell did that happen?
For me, that's Rockingham, and I love Rockingham too, but I find Rockingham wears a little more suddenly when it decides to go. So that's when you start getting really loose off turn 2. Darlington wears, this version at least, it wears pretty consistently to where you'll start to feel the tires going, and then it'll get just a little bit greasier. Doesn't tend to catch me too off guard. But Rockingham, I'm always watching for that snap loose.
Donald Ritchie back down pit road.
Yeah, he's probably got more damage to bang out, or he just wants to be at the back of the field and top off the fuel. We got Matt Watkins, Shane Wisman, Chris Beckman, Slim Jim Gately, and the Highwayman Jim Christofferson. Your top 5. Ready to go green here on lap 19 of 147.
Well, we'll have to see if Derby Dawn is thinking that same plan, or if he wants to try to jump Dave Ellens here at the start a little bit while he's trying to, I mean, there are different strategies here. They all realize and know they got to save tires, but it's very, you want to get track position too. Well, but a lot of times you get that better by surviving the long run.
Yeah. Christofferson has been pretty aggressive on these starts. I think he's taking the approach of trying to take the spots early in the run and then start saving, but it hasn't worked out so far.
Really, when you look at Shane Wisman and winning the Chicken Run Championship, the precursor, the shorter version, basically, of this series on Tuesday nights, and how well he's run on Fridays, he's really starting to become someone we got to talk about every week now.
Dave Ellens got loose off of 4 there, gathered it back up, but bled a bunch of spots. He's back to 7th, actually I think probably back to 8th or 9th when it all settles out, but here comes Christofferson. We're on board with him as he looks under Slim Jim. I think Slim's probably just going to say, I want no part of this. Well, he is hanging tough on the outside.
Snap yourself into a Slim Jim later.
Might try the crossover. No, he thinks better of it. Yeah, Slim's not going to get involved in that early on.
It's like Watkins is just going as fast as he has to.
Alright, I can tell you right now, Christopherson is not saving tires, because you see the way he ran down Chris Beckman through that corner?
Keep pushing.
He is pushing that car, and that's where you kill the tires. The high-speed section of 1 and 2, not the slower speed, high-banked section 3 and 4. And if he's... yeah, there he goes again. Pulling it down off the top with the double apex. He is not in conservation mode right now, folks.
Well, I know in Pro Cup, you can hurt your tires so bad that you'll have to pit at least one extra time than the rest of the cars if you're not careful. Maybe more, especially if it starts to stay green.
Yeah, I found you can get about 37 laps of fuel and tires here on Tuesday night. But you gotta save at least a lap or two with your right foot.
There's a couple places you can do that, obviously through 1 and 2. Just that lift as you get a couple lifts there. And also lifting early and then maybe just riding the brake a little going into 3. As opposed to really challenging the corner under brakes.
Yeah, going in too deep in 3 and 4 gives you the possibility to lock tires up, something you never want to do. Not even for a second here. Shane Wisdom took a little peek, decided to tuck back in there.
Matt wants to lead. That's apparent. And when he wants to do something, he generally does it. Just know he's not going to show up to his home track here not ready to win this race. And maybe make a statement for next year. You know, he tends to be a 1 season off, 1 season on guy, running in multiple leagues, going and getting a championship somewhere else, then getting one here, then getting one somewhere else. Depending on scheduling and what he can commit to. Little gap there from this group there back to the 9 car, and where did Rick Johnson go? He's falling back even more.
Rick Johnson's about to pass Dave Ellens for 9th place. Christopherson gets around Chris Beckman. I think Chris recognizes that Jim is just pushing this car harder than he is ready to right now. Just let that 40 go.
I say, Matt wants to lead. Matt gives the lead up. So, what do I know? What that means to him is he's thinking about guys like Johnson back there starting to save, and that he wants to make his fuel and tire window.
It's possible that he just has a pace he wants to run, and it looked like Shane wanted to go faster, and he just let him go. I mean, Matt Watkins, he knows he can get back by if he wants to.
I got a text from Dog saying that I need to drink more. I sound way too coherent. That's because I tore it up yesterday, so I'm taking it a little easy today. Plus, I got to work tomorrow, but I'm drinking beer, son. Long way to go here. I got to pace myself a little bit, right? It's been a little tight there and had to get out of it. This bunches everybody up on him. Matt Watkins is trying to decide, should I take a look or not? Just put
Big blink for the
pressure on him a
23.
little bit. It's probably what Matt wants to do here is try to, make Westman push a little hard here and come back to him later. Very hard to pace yourself when you look at already Westman's last lap was a 31.013. His best lap is 30.251. So that's already a reduction in pace.
And you'll find, as they get to the end of the runs here, fall off will be 2 seconds or more on these tires.
Let's see if we can get some in-car here.
Mr. Where Did He Come From has caught this lead group. That would be your champion, co-goat. Go on board the 52 of Dent, Rick Johnson. Now this is a man who does not alter his plan around Darlington based on what anybody else is doing.
He's getting a couple nice lifts right there and then getting the draft.
Derby Dawn up out of the groove.
Brakes, but, pretty breaking in the straight line. Oh!
Derby to the apron.
Almost loses it.
Great save by the 49. That could have been ugly. And Christopherson, meanwhile, takes second place from Matt Watkins.
They're already losing that grip. 59 wide there, and the 52 couldn't get under him, had to back out of it. Plus, he's fine with where he's at. See a little Slim Jim up there, a little bit of warping going on.
A little side to side there. Not too bad. Hopefully it settles in. Oh, I just noticed Tom Jackson says, well, I really wish that didn't happen. Referring back to his incident there with Rick Castle. Yeah. Tough break there for both you guys and for Jay getting caught up in that. But this place is tough, man.
Very tough.
It's coming from a guy who's won here 9 times.
Here, Rick Johnson gets a run now. That happens a lot. You can't quite get there, so what you want to try to do is set him up with a back straight now. Do that by taking a little different line, a little different exit point, and then try to get that draft down the back.
Oh, right. Matt Watkins.
Oh!
Did you get a bumper grab?
The wall in front of you. See how it sucks that car in there? He loses tons of time.
Somehow keeps it going, though.
Ryan Johnson doesn't know which way to go.
Loses positions, but not nearly as much as most other people would have lost there.
Plus, he's off the hot dog for that Nintendo car.
Now, do you do any right side damage? Because that's not going to do him any favors as the night wears on.
This just shows you the intensity of running around here constantly, fighting the track and other cars and different lines.
We took the green flag at lap 18, 19, I believe, so we're about 2/3 through a run.
Watkins looks a little sketchy here, trying to figure out what he's going to do and what his car has left. Seems pretty good on that right side.
You know, Jim Christopherson just keeps pushing. He's going to keep charging for that lead until those tires give out, I think. Andy Wilhite, the 75 car, rejoining the field. Looks like he pitted early.
Well, it just goes to show you, it takes a while to learn how to, drive the car throughout the run as the tires go bad. Apparently, he figured, we're going to try to get tires and then push harder. And hope to try to get a top 10.
Yeah, there was a time I hated this track. And now it's one of my favorites, so go figure.
Always been fun to drive, but it is discouraging when guys save so much. That was always my deal, was learning how to go slower and save tires.
Looks like Andy Wilhite had to pit twice there, some kind of penalty, because he's coming back out again. That's just taking the night from bad to worse there for the 75 team.
Car's running like 31.5s now. Second and a half off their best laps.
And like I was saying before, they'll get up to about 2 seconds or more before it's all said and done. Maybe up into the 3-second range, depending on how far they take those tires. Oh, you can see it getting all wishy-washy there for the 34, and he's got Christopherson looking low. He's just going to let him have it to turn one. He knows it's not worth trying to fight that. Not on worn-out tires. But see, he gets a great big run back at him.
Go and get into a two-stop window. Going to be pushing it. They're right on that. Oh, there's contact.
Oh no, Wisping around. Big pile up behind.
Wisping gets hammered, and the 59 and Matt Watkins.
And the 52, Rick Johnson involved.
Bunch of good cars just got hammered there. Caution is out. So much for fuel strategy.
Yep, so we'll be inside 100 laps. It'll be a nice, easy 2-stop race from there. Yeah, I
Looks
say
like
nice and
once
easy.
again it was somebody getting a little loose and everybody checking up and getting into each other.
I think he may have had a little help.
Yeah, Wispman was really close, and so was the 41 of Beckman. And all it took was a little deviation there. I don't know if the 34 slowed down or not, but he got a little help from the 41, definitely.
We're gonna watch this one from the helicopter and get the story.
.41, you can see his car starting
Yeah,
to go up
okay,
towards
so
the
40
wall as he
41
gets in the back of the 34.
Watch this again. Okay, 40 goes in low after they were side by side down the backstretch. And that understeer starts to pile up. You can see the 34 starts to close in. 41, so they just accordioned up there. That's what got Chris into the back of the 34. But Shane Wispman just gets hammered there 3 times.
By Watkins
Ugh.
and the 59.
Yeah, 41,
Slim
59,
might have got
15.
in the back of the 41, I'm not sure. And he got a little bit of contact maybe with the 34 there, but looked like he basically dodged a bullet there. Rick Johnson hard into Matt Watkins too. That was some double goat action there that they would probably rather not have.
On board Slim Jim here. He's right behind Chris going into the corner. There's the accordion, and he gets a little piece of both of them. I don't think he got any damage out of that.
So were they wrecking already, or was that on me?
I have a hard... They were keeping it straight. It looks like they just kind of... Jim kind of got a little tight, and Shane tried to back off to give him room. And then there was contact. Yeah. I don't want to call it one way or the other, but I would have to lean that way for safety's sake.
Yeah, I tried to lift. I just couldn't lift enough. They were backing into me, but I'll take that one.
10-4. Yeah, it's a tough one. It was a old tires at Darlington wreck. Yeah, Rick Johnson center punched the 15 there. You think he should probably be okay as long as the motor's okay. See how well he's able to continue.
Well, that's just one of those that really sucks for Chris Beckman there, because that was definitely not malicious intent.
Oh, it's nothing. We've all been there, done
so
that.
Close there. You get in the back of somebody, it's on you. So you only get 2 here at FSB.
That's the easiest place to do it too. In 3 and 4, that's where everybody slips and slides the most. Well, we get a re-rack here. Again, we're going to get this restart within 100 laps to go. It's going to be pretty easy for folks to figure out the mileage as long as we get green flag runs. Rick Castle stays out, gets himself a point for leading here. As you can see, he's got the heavy rear end damage. Jim Christopherson picks up the lead from here. His main competition, both involved in that accident, Shane Wisman and Matt Watkins. So now he's got to figure out how to deal with Slim Jim. Yeah, what's the 23 got up his sleeve?
Well, he's been there all night.
He's been there all night. He's not forcing the issue. He's not trying to make anything happen. Slim is as smart as they come. He is not going to endanger that car before it's time to do anything more about it. Andy Wilhite being shown a black flag again. My goodness. 75 car is racking up the black flags tonight.
Yeah, I wonder what that could be. That's
Maybe he just sped on pit road to get himself to the end on purpose. Is he the lucky? No, he's not the lucky dog. I really don't know what that's all about, but Shane Wisman has retired the number 34. Oh, unfortunate.
What a drag.
I'm sorry,
He's
Shane.
Gonna be a force next week. I mean, I'll tell you. Next year, I'll tell you what.
Sorry, I picked you, Shane.
This looks like a good time for me to get a beer. I'll be right
But
back.
you're
Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beer. Oh, gobble, gobble.
Shane had a season off from being picked for correctly guessing the source of my racing seat being a PT Cruiser, but that has expired, and unfortunately so has the 34 car's chances tonight. So now we'll take the restart here, lap 51 of 147. Jim Christopherson up front, Slim Jim Gately, Ken Hansen. Talk about where did he come from? Ken Hansen in the Coors beer can sitting P3. Chris Beckman still in 4th. After that dust up, and the 49 of Derby Don McCorrison. 115 of Dave Ellens, the 52 of your champion, Rick Johnson. And green flag in the air.
We'll have to see what Watkins and Rick Johnson got left.
And Chris Beckman wasting no time. He takes Ken Hansen through turn 1 and 2. And he is back up to 3rd immediately.
Well, you got to put it behind you. You got to count it as one.
Oh, turn 3 and 4. The 43 car came in way too hot, sideways, bounces it off the wall, and doesn't go around, but does some heavy right side damage to those Richard Petty colors. Narrowly avoided running over the 59 car of Ryan Johnson.
How about that? The highwayman up there, the 41 looks strong though, ain't pushing hard. But he pushed so hard, he lost a little momentum there in the ninths, taking a look.
Matt Watkins 3 wide down the front stretch. Woo!
Oh boy, Ken Hansen right down on the line, but makes the pass.
Yeah, he's gone right back on Chris Beckman here. Chris Beckman seems to be dropping back.
Beckman down pit road.
Beckman seems to feel like the car isn't right or something.
Oh, that's a shame. And he pulls in. And done. Very strange. No idea what's going on there. Maybe you'll come in here and let us know.
Well, meanwhile, I've got the split screen up there. You got your leader, Jim Christopherson, and you got that Matt Watkins cam on the right as we see what he can recover here after that heavy contact. But now it's going to be my turn to take a little break. Sponsored by Coke Zero.
The 40 car of the highwayman, Jim Christopherson, powering the lead. Slim Jim Gately, been up there all in that top 3 all night. Now he's got a new nemesis behind him, the 9 car, starting to push hard now. The beer can. Tours, taste the water. Taste that mountain water. He moving here. Derby Dawn up to 4th. Good solid trudging run. Has a good car still. We know what Derby can do. More ass championships than me. That's the All-Star Shootout. Broke my record. He's come to play today. And Johnson just chilling in 5th there. Still a long way to go. You got to think the 52 is going to want to start to get some positions here. Dave Allen's back in the fray here.
And his car is still looking good.
I think Rick Johnson's starting to pick up the pace a little bit, pick up the pressure, trying to work the 49 car Derby Dawn.
Question is, can the 52 car lead if it gets up there? Because he did have a pretty heavy frontal impact there on the 15 of Matt Watkins, who, by the way, has caught this group.
They did get him slowed down quite a bit before they made contact, so. But still, that was a hard nose to door. Rick, lucky he didn't get engine damage.
Yeah, I was
still got some muscle.
Yeah, if he's hanging there in 5th, his engine is obviously okay. I was very concerned about his radiator, but it looks like no harm, no foul, at least in that regard. It's just a question of aerodynamics at this point.
How much is the 15 using to get stay up there and stay up there? That's the question.
See if we can take a look off the back of Derby Don's car. See what the 52's nose looks like.
Derby Dawn checkers and wreckers. Crazy Canuck on the front spoiler. That Monte Carlo SS.
The front looks pretty good on the 52, I'd say.
Yeah.
And you can see from this angle, no hood creases. You want to look, let me get my mouse pointer up. Well, like right there and right there are the body seams that you'd see a gap in if there was substantial nose damage. And I'm just not seeing it. Maybe something here along the front, but there's no fender gap, and that's a good sign. So hopefully, good things for the 52 as he is breathing the sauce on Derby now. Derby's actually going to let him go down the backstretch.
9 tried to take a look at Slim Jim. Thinks better of it. Just letting them know he's there.
So yeah, Rick Johnson up to 4th place.
Really good track for Ken Hansen here.
Tom Jackson says the bar is open a little early tonight. Yeah, tough break there, Tom. What you drinking? I mean, you're in Tennessee, so
Tom's buying for everybody.
whiskey or bourbon.
Next round on Tom.
Major warp there for Slim Jim Gately in the 23.
Let's hope that clears up. As he blinks, trying to take a look at the 40 and passes him. I don't think the 40 wanted anything to do with that blinking car. Dave Owens taking a look at the 49. Oh man, almost swerves himself into the wall. Boy, that was close. He'll kind of taking a deep breath here and kind of spreading it out a little bit. Comes Rick Johnson with a big run on the 9.
Gives him a bump down the backstretch.
Rick has always been so good at this track and being able to, keep a nice smooth pace, and then if he needs to start to push and race hard. The 40 car way up and close to the wall.
Way high, but he kept it off the wall, kept it out of the wall, gluing the marbles up there.
Johnson lost a little bit of time there, and he's got Derby breathing on him. Watkins back there, but can't seem to go anywhere.
Yeah, Watkins got hit really hard in that wreck. I wouldn't be surprised if right about now is where that damage starts to start dragging him down. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, oh, a little wiggle out of the 52. He slides up the track and Derby's going to take a look and think better of it. But if you take damage here, it has more of a cumulative effect than immediate. And it just wears the tires just a little bit more. You gotta turn that wheel a little bit more. You gotta brake a little harder. Gotta wait just a little longer on the throttle. And all these things just tighten the car up, wear the tires faster, and the fall off about the middle of the run. That's where you really start to feel it. Matt Watkins is still, among the fastest cars on the track. Last lap, only 2 cars were in the 31-1, so it's Slim Jim Gately in the lead, and Matt Watkins in the 15 car. And oh, did he just get the wall, or did the 115 get it? No, Matt Watkins takes the position.
Getting back up on Slim Jim here. That's what the 9 wants to see.
Get the Goodyear blimp aerial coverage here. So these top 3 continue the battle. One of the nice things about being able to dedicate my main computer to broadcasting, since I don't race on it anymore, is I can turn off the blimp sound. God, I hate that sound. I tried to overwrite it, but it didn't work. It's a great view as they snake their way around this track. Again, we're about 2/3 of the way through a run, and Jim Christopherson, I think, he either got a piece of the wall there or he got off the throttle to keep from getting a piece of the wall. I gave Ken Hansen a run and gave an extension to Slim Jim Gately in the 23.
Really seeing the car in the lead. That's Derby Dodd. Take a look at Rick Johnson. Side by side, the turn 1.
And Derby takes the spot as you look back from Ken Hansen's car.
Turn 3, excuse me.
That was completed in 1 and 2.
They lose some time to these guys, though. Whoa, what's Slim Jim way down low? What's going on with the 23? He's down on the apron.
Did he just get loose off of 4?
Issues for the 23. That looks scary there. I'm not sure what's going on with Slim Jim as he lets the 9 by, too.
Yeah, he's dropping further back.
All this exchanging up front has brought Derby Dodd back into the picture and Rick Johnson. That's what they needed.
I have no idea what just happened there. He went all the way to the bottom of the track. He wasn't loose. He just drove it down to the bottom of the track and let Christopherson go. And then did the same thing down the backstretch for Ken Hansen.
Seems to be okay now.
Maybe he just had a screen hiccup or something. Oh, Matt Watkins loose off turn 4. He is driving the wheels off that thing, trying to keep up with his damaged, stricken number 15 Nintendo Toyota. Looks like I'm gonna guess there is actually.
Slim Jim going down pit road.
Yeah, slim pitting. First one in here. Let's do some math. They restarted on 51. Oh, Matt Watkins with them. I think they restarted on that 51. Puts it at 30 laps. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they had about 90 to go on the restart.
52 is pitting. The 40 is pitting. Ryan Johnson pitting. 9 staying out. And the 49. Dave Ellens pitting.
40 car, Christopherson ran a 32, 9 car Ken Hansen ran a 32.229 there as the leader. That is more than a second
I wouldn't
of
stay
pace
out
loss.
very long here unless he's hoping for these guys
No.
to crash, which is not likely.
No, they need to get into the pits, and they need to get in now. They are going to be losing.
Not.
They're going to be losing over a second a lap to these guys.
They'll have better tires later, but sometimes it's too late. As you're losing this time. Derby down pit road, and the 9 stays out. Mason Dolfer pitting, 124 Rick Castle pitting. Now the 9 is finally going to pit. I think that was not a good move.
I have to agree, Milty. I don't like this strategy. I mean, maybe he's hoping to catch a caution and catch these guys a lap down, but... Oh, here he comes now. Here comes Ken Hansen. Too little, too late.
Good job, though, getting in there, walking them up at the line. 45 miles an hour.
And now we know what...
Maximum.
And by the way, now we know what Slim was playing at. He let those guys go ahead of him so he could call his pit stop later and drop in behind, catch them off guard, and be the first one down pit road.
Very smart. And
Yep.
yeah,
Cool.
it sure looked like he pulled over on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, we don't call him the professor for nothing, and that was a scholarly move by the 23 team. Just look at the huge lead he's got.
Yeah, you're going to snap yourself into a Slim Jim. Ooh.
And we're going to watch Ken Hansen here and see how far behind he comes out. You see Slim just crosses the
leaving pit
line
road
now.
right now. As all the leaders go by.
This is going to cost him massively.
Watkins with momentum gets by him too. Not sure what happened with Watkins. Usually he's one of the best on pit road, but he's lost time too.
Yeah, but he had lost
He may
time.
have had the damage fixed there.
Yeah, maybe he forgot to turn it off or something. I don't know, but he had lost time already based on his damage wearing the tires faster. We're looking for the scoring to reset here. Okay, Slim Jim is your leader. 7.17 seconds back is Ken Hansen. That's how much time he lost staying out like that.
Yeah, he basically lost 2 seconds a lap.
Matt Watkins gets around Ken Hansen again here.
That's how quickly it can happen on green flag stops here. As now Watkins lets the 9 go by. Bob Smart marks it, just running his race there. Got caught up in some of that stuff, but still trudging around. Man, dude's been here forever. That Scotch Blue Ford. A venerable one.
Basketball game you got on in the background there.
Football.
It's football, okay. Thought I heard sneakers squeaking and whistles.
That's Fresno State, baby.
All I know is the Giants lost to the Cowboys yesterday, which means my chiropractor's happy, but my cousins are sad.
Yeah, tough one. Cowboys look good. Speaking of looking good here, Rick Johnson has definitely improved his situation here with just another one of his patented pit stops and knowledge of strategy and time to pit.
Matt Watkins up to 5th place, though, despite, losing some ground overall on that run. Derby Dawn comes out 7th, 11 seconds back. Did not have a very good pit stop. Ryan Johnson, who pitted ahead of him but was behind him on the track, he's running 6th. Get my cousins away from my back. Oh, because of the chiropractor. That's okay, Tom. Yeah, I was talking with my dad about why is it with football that people are fans of teams nowhere near where they live or grew up or anything, and Christopherson takes a peek and thinks better of it. Like, so many people are Cowboys fans who live nowhere near Texas, or Vikings fans nowhere near Minnesota, etc., etc. You don't see that with baseball.
The 40 car taking a breath here. He's in rarefied air here. We've seen how good he can be, and great season for him this year, and definitely in the mix here for a win.
Hey, Christopherson, your Pro Cup champion.
Live Jim on rails. Great strategy. Still got another stop, so is he going to try that same kind of strategy again? If he tries to do the same thing again, they're probably going to be wise to it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to snooker them again.
Coming up on Brian Lamb in the 317, definitely not his normal number. Didn't get into his paint right tonight, looks like. And he's letting them by. Good to see Lamb back out on the track. Definitely not a bad race for him. Took him a long time to get lapped here with these super fast drivers here.
Rick Castle, give a call to him too, stay on the lead lap to this point with that heavily damaged rear end on the 124. It is no fun making the car any looser than it needs to be around this place.
Highwayman coming up, trying to make a move here with the dealing with the lap traffic. Castle does what he can, and that's get low. Oh, Rick Johnson gets into the back of Castle. Thought he could get around the outside there. That's a pretty good lick for Rick.
Yeah, it's hard right side damage there for the 52 car.
That was just, really good, bad timing, and also, good timing for Slim Jim catching the lap car. Working it to his advantage right as the 40 was trying to make a move there. Really nowhere for Castle to go. He had committed already to the bottom. Very hard to stay too low there without crashing the car, especially with loose condition. I'm sure he has. Rick Johnson just really had so much momentum. Didn't want to get out of it. That's all it takes. Now Slim Jim up to about a 4-car length lead. Is Christopherson going to push here and use up his tires to catch back up? Go right there. The money stop going to be coming up. That really spreads out the field.
Yeah, Rick Castle obviously did not mean to do that there. He just got down to the apron letting the 40 go, washed up the track, was holding on to it, and I think Rick Johnson maybe could have waited that out just a split second longer, and rather than try and stick it in there, but it's such a bang play, you can't really fault him.
Ken Hansen looks like he's about the fastest car on the track with those newer tires. But he's got a long way to go. But he's driving the wheels off of that car now. Definitely fastest car in the last couple laps.
Yeah, he's about half a second faster. 4/10 really. But, at what cost? He gave up a lot of ground, and here goes Slim Jim letting Christopherson go again.
Matt Watkins almost loses it. Has to stab on the brakes. Right in front of Brian Lamb, but there was enough space there where Brian was able to gather it up. As that 15 car is a handful. Jason Dulfer back at 11. What could have been, but what a great season for the 63. Victory, huge fan support. Just loves, you can just feel the and hear the as he hits the wall. The excitement every week when he's running and how much fun he's having. But he's got a beat up piece here now. Dave Ellens too. It's just all of a sudden a lot of cars lonely out there by themselves. Really need a caution. So you got to think Slim Jim's going to do the same thing again and try to snooker the 40. And if you're Christopherson here, do you want to be the guy that tries to pit first? But when do you do that?
Yeah, it's going to be tough to do from the lead. Because you got to telegraph your intentions.
We're seeing how much just one lap staying out later than the other car could affect you. And you definitely, one lap you could still, be in contention, but more than one lap, you're just losing too much time on the track. And even one lap.
Yeah, one lap you can survive it if you can get a really good entry and exit.
So if I'm Christopherson, I want to, be proactive here and try to. If Slim comes in with him, so be it. Then you're even.
Yep.
If Slim pits in the lap early and you're, it
Left holding the bag.
Could be bad. And just being able to execute this last stop, the money stop, is always. You don't want to overthink it, but at the same time, that's what they're thinking about as they're driving around. Gotta nail this last stop. The 9 car all the way up to third place as he has muscled his way around those other cars. He's definitely using those newer tires up. And he can see those leaders. They're running 34, 31.8, 31.9. Hanson 31.5. He is catching the leaders.
This actually might be a good opportunity for Ken to this time undercut the leaders. Make sure that this time he's the first one to pit road.
Okay, we
Oh,
got
here we go.
action. We got the 52 pitting, the 49, the 23, 40.
Oh, Slim slides around the inside. Hangs on to it.
So what's the 9 going to do now? He almost caught up to him with those pitting later with those newer tires, driving the heck out of it.
I don't think he can work that strategy again and count on it.
And he pits.
Here he comes.
They call me, as Dog likes to call him, down pit road.
Lead passes to Matt Watkins, who's now down pit road. Oh, almost a little collision there. Very heads-up play by Derby Don to not get into Ken Hansen.
Well, smart.
Oh my God! Look at that stack up in 3 and 4.
Smart by the 23 to make sure that he undercut the 9 again.
There comes the 9 out of pit road. Pretty much holds serve, more or less where he was when those guys pitted.
Matt Watkins definitely right out behind Rick Johnson. Yeah, it looks like Matt Watkins. Pretty fast pit stop there.
Still only going to cycle him out to 6th. Last car on the lead lap, the 15 car.
Jason Dulfer down pit road. Jason likes to pit like that's the way I like to pit at Darlington. Some people wait late and come in. I like that straight line pit with the arc.
Yep, it's just easier to control, less likely to slide up into traffic. And I did some testing, and they're both about the same time.
About the same speed, yeah.
There's so much apron room here, so much room to the inside of the dotted line, and that's because more trivia about this track when it was first built. They didn't think cars were going to race on the banking. They thought it was going to be used as a runoff, as a safety area, and the cars would race on the flat, take the shorter way around. Surprise!
Okay, they're working on Dulfer's car, so he's allowing them to work on it. You can see that passenger side definitely hammered pretty good. Guess they figured might as well fix it. Hansen maintains third. Slim Jim with a whole bunch of warping out in the lead there.
Oh, getting a little jiggy with it.
Oh, he disappears.
Oh,
Slim
what
is a
a...
sportsman, and he's pulled over before when he's warped, and that would just be horrible for him to have to give this race away because of that. But that's part of sim racing.
Yeah, both these guys have a history of having seasons affected by bad connections. Jim Christopherson's gone through it himself before plenty of times.
And it seems to settle down. Three to go. This thing stays green. They're not going to have much left for tires at the end of this. Anything could happen. And they are pushing the pace here. mano a mano up front with the Highwayman and the Professor, Slim Jim Gately. Slim Jim ain't the kind of guy that's gonna flinch. What can the Highwayman do here? Right now, he's just got to stay there and work this later. Look for an opportunity. Look for a lap car. Get some timing and then try to make a move.
Meanwhile, the 52 car of Rick Johnson has caught 15 of Matt Watkins. This will be a battle for fourth developing soon. Those guys with cars that have taken some serious hits tonight, and here they are, still battling inside the top 5.
They're coming up on Rick Castle, which surprisingly is still pretty fast with that beat up piece. This could be an opportunity for Rick Johnson here. Or for Matt, depends when they catch it.
Slim Jim has started to put a gap on Christopherson.
Seemed like he's been holding back all race. Not really wanting to show everything that car has. Great work by Slim Jim. Pit strategy, pit execution, track execution. It's a star-studded field. Rick Johnson getting a run now. Just can't quite get there. None of these cars really seem to have the oomph they had at the beginning.
Cars have only really fallen off by about half a second, but you're starting to feel it. It's starting to get greasy about halfway through the run.
The leaders posting the fastest laps up there with Hansen right behind.
Christopherson might have smacked the wall off 4 there. I saw it out of the corner
trying
of my
real
eye.
hard here. It's falling right into Slim Jim's lap here, though. Even though he's leading, he's actually putting the pressure on second place. Quick trip to the porta potty. I'll be right back.
Rick Castle still in between Matt Watkins and Rick Johnson. Gotta figure he's just gonna move over and let Rick go eventually. Late in the run here, Rick Castle, no real hope of getting that lucky dog spot. It looks like he will let him go on the front stretch. That's the easy way to let people go here. Just move over, to the inside on the straightaways.
'59 is his teammate, so definitely pushing a little bit, giving him a little draft help maybe there. The highwayman's going to want to get by.
Here we go, coming to 10 to go. No more lucky dogs. We race back to the caution. Oh, another Darlington stripe for the highwayman there.
Johnson and Watkins still battling for P4. Ken Hansen solidly in P3. You know, say what you want or what we said about what he should have done. You know, he's in P3, has a shot at the podium. The darn good run.
Yeah, he's made it work, and I think part of that is one of the things I touched on in the opening is keeping that car clean. Just as Slim has done tonight. I don't think either of these guys ever took damage, and here they are in a good position for a strong finish. Ryan Johnson's been trying to get back by to hang on to that lead lap in case there's a late caution here, but just can't quite do it. Obviously doesn't want to mess up Slim's run here. Meanwhile, we've kept the right side window on Matt Watkins and Rick Johnson. Rick's caught up to him, still just can't quite do anything. And you see Ryan Johnson just gets these runs on Slim off of turn 4. Can't seem to do anything with him before turn 1.
Yeah, you got to wonder what does Ryan need these points to keep second in the championship? And they might be talking about that.
I don't think he's concerned with that right now.
Car really lost some mojo there.
Yeah, I think those wall smacks just used up what he had in that car, and now Slim can just cruise to the victory. And
and he hits the wall again.
Yep.
It's a long physical race, mentally and physically. It's Slim Jim Gately out to about a 15 car lead, just pulling away with his teammate pushing him.
Yeah, full second over the Highwayman. Next flag's going to end it. I think barring disaster, Slim Jim Gately has got this one wrapped up. Start writing the check. Start handing out the Slim Jims to the trophy girls. Because the professor's got this one in the bag. Coming to the white flag this time by.
Coming out of turn 4.
There you go.
Slim Jim Gately showing the white flag.
White flag in the
Some
air.
lap traffic ahead here.
Got Brian Lamb ahead. Ryan Johnson behind.
Liam's got to be careful here, and so does Ryan not to get in the back of him. Lamb, the pro he is, moves way over and lets everybody by. Great job.
One last time through 3 and 4. Slim Jim Gately
Snap yourself into a Slim Jim.
puts on a clinic here, leads 60 of 147 laps. Brings home the final win of the season here, season 44, in the year 2022. Great performance there. Getting some congratulations from the Highwayman.
Yeah, what a great battle they had all night.
Ken Hansen, man, we faulted his methodology, but still nets him a podium. Good run there for the beer can. Matt Watkins and Rick Johnson, what can you say about those gutty performances? Gritting out top fives with banged up race cars. Heavy impacts after those cars were fast. I mean, Matt Watkins dominated the first part of this race, leading 27 laps before being caught up in that incident. You can see Slim Jim just parks it in his pit stall. You don't do no burnouts. You don't do no victory laps. He just parks it and gets the Rocky theme queued up. So that'll finish season 44, folks. Again, the Professor Slim Jim Gately.
See all the fans watching tonight.
Yeah,
Wolf
good.
Havoc,
Thanks.
what's up, man?
Thanks
Tower.
to everybody coming out there. David Sorrentino, why weren't you out there on the track, DJ? Come on. Yeah, don't be scared of Darlington. You got to get some track time out there to get a feel for this joint.
He liked one of my old videos today when I woke up.
Well, I had more comments about Texas World Speedway from that weird groupie fan group we have there. Strange characters. But that's a whole other story, folks.
Doris, that's my son.
Heck yeah, Doris.
I knew you both picked the wrong one to win, Sean and Melty.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is, Doris? I've picked Slim so many times, and then he ended up on his lid and on fire. I've kind of started to feel bad about it, especially when you're watching, Doris. So I try not to pick Slim because I feel like I'm really bad luck for him. And as you saw, I picked Shane, and what happened? He got caught up in something. Yeah, the Slim Jim, the Professor putting on the clinic there. Christopherson, Hansen, Watkins, Johnson, your top 5. Derby, Dom, Corriston, your last car on the lead lap.
Are these the updated points here?
Those are the points coming in.
Okay.
Let's see if that refreshes. Yeah, it didn't quite refresh just yet. But yeah, Rick Johnson will be your champion. So Derby, if you go gather up our podium finishers and our season 44 Winston Cup champion, that'd be great. We can get on with the post-race festivities here. And wrapping up another great year of FSB racing. Coming up on the 20th anniversary season of this great sim. me just get my replay saved here. There we go. And we started. We got him trickling in here. All right, Ken Hansen, man. P3, after we were seriously scratching our heads questioning your pit strategy there, but it seems to have worked out for you. Pulling back up to within 5 seconds there. If you had anything different to do, would you do it all over again, or try a different tact?
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have pitted a little bit earlier, but those guys were definitely pitting a lot faster than I was, for sure.
Yeah, but you ran some blistering laps to get within sight of them, but caution would have helped you. But hey, starting from the rear and towards the back and getting a podium, that's got to be a satisfying run for you at a track you really like.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure. I prefer it when the tires are worn out at the end of the run. That's my favorite time.
Yeah, and the lap time showed, because at the end of those runs, you were slightly, especially the run before the last, than the leaders. You were faster.
Well, still a great strategy run there to take a top 3 at a real tough track. Great positive note to finish the season on.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be up here. It's been, I don't know if I was up here maybe one time this season.
A couple times, I think. I'm trying to get the points update. Oh, there we go. The points did update, and actually, Kristofferson leapfrogs Castle into second place in the points, 23 back.
Yeah, tough night.
Oh, tough night there. But yeah, Ken, you got 11th there in the standings. You gonna make a full run at it next season?
I'm hoping to.
So come on, keep saying it. 20th anniversary season. It's a special one. Everybody's got to come out, try and run for
I am
that.
gonna try. For sure.
Well, great run there, Ken. Great season all around, and thanks for joining us up here.
Up here, Ken.
Thank you.
Jim Kristofferson, man, you had a rocket ship out there. You definitely had the best short run car all night, bar none. You were just running those guys down. But, man, looked like maybe just reached a little too far and maybe knocked the right side in a little bit. What more did you need to deal with the professor out there?
Congratulations, Slim. Not much I can do to compete with him. I just try my best to stay with him as best I can. But awesome run, Slim. And congratulations, Ken, on the 3rd place, and Rick for the championship. Want to give a shout out to my dad. He's back home from the hospital, and hopefully doing pretty well. I know he's listening tonight, and I got some friends that are listening, so appreciate all of that. And I did want to say that I'm really looking forward to coming back and seeing my dad. He's had a hard time in the hospital, but he's back home, feeling better, and going to have a tough road ahead, but we'll get through it. I'm on my way back to see him this Friday.
Awesome. Well,
It's great to hear, man.
yeah, best wishes there to
Thoughts
the
and prayers. That's
family.
Pops there.
Yeah, I hope you're recovering there, Papa Kristofferson, if you're watching, and and also congrats, Jim. You see, you got second place to Rick Johnson here in the standings here in the Winston Cup. That was the opposite by 1 point in the Pro Cup on Monday.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
congrats to that. I believe that's your first Pro Cup.
Yeah, that was the first Pro Cup.
Wow.
That's a trophy I really wanted. I wanted just one from each of the various series that we run. That one,
That's-
I had that.
To win a Pro Cup.
Yeah,
is-
that felt
that's
good.
the hardest one, baby.
That's
it
the
was-
one I'm missing. That's what I'm looking for too. So
Yeah,
congrats, man.
And-
Yeah,
a lot of fun. Congratulations, Rick, on second place there too. That was a lot of fun. In fact, Ken was right there with us all the way. Those
That's
guys were
right.
Tied for second, so it's all of us are just battling each other all the series.
All
It's just
season
been
long.
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like Atlanta '92 all over again going in there
Yeah.
on Monday. Well, great job there. Great job tonight, and thanks for popping in the booth here for the post race show here, Jim. And your winner, Slim. Do I have to even say it?
I forgot about it.
Where's the music,
Yeah, I appreciate that, Milt.
Yeah, Milt will beatbox it for you.
Yep.
Oh, great run, Slim. Absolutely dominant over the second half of that race or so. Attrition certainly helped you, but looked like you had a game plan and you stuck to it.
Yeah, I have to admit, I sandbagged a little bit through that race until that last run, and I knew I had to bring it on the last run. So I wasn't sure if I could beat Jim or not. Great job, dude, and nice job as well, Ken. Rick, congrats on the championship, man. You just championship over and over and over, man. You just the man, dude.
Gonna have to build a wing for all those.
Trophies.
Yeah, Slim. I mean, you know as well as I do that you got to keep the car in good condition first and foremost for the first 3/4 of the race here, and that looked like that was your plan, and it played out. I don't think you ever took any damage at all tonight, not even a scuff on the wall, as far as I could tell.
No, luckily I got through. I'm not sure what happened earlier in the race when some of the leaders got together there. Maybe you can clue me in on that, but I managed to get through that unscathed. So that was probably the closest I come through the night.
Yeah, there was a bit of accordion in 3 and 4 there. Looked like one car got bound up, the other backed off, and another got into the back of him, and it was on like Donkey Kong from there, and you just barely slipped through it. So that was a good move. Ken barely slipped through that one too.
I think it was the top 3 guys that were here that made it through that one.
Yeah, we rode on board with Ken on that. Well, Rick made heavy contact in that one.
Yeah, great job there, Ken, getting on the brakes and. When you
Way
see
down the
smoke,
inside.
it's probably fire, and you probably should get on the brakes, and that's exactly what you did.
Great job, all you guys. Congrats again, Slim, on the win. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, before you
great.
get to Rick,
Yeah?
let me just shout out to my mom and my brother. I always forget
She's
them
watching.
every week. I know. I love you, Mom, and that one's for you. And shout out to my teammates.
Yeah, great job there, guys. Thanks for joining in. And Rick Johnson, congrats. Yet another trophy for the case, and
He is the champion.
and a top 5 after, again, some heavy contact there with Matt Watkins in that big wreck on the front stretch. Did that affect the car much for the rest of the night?
Oh, it was a little tight after that, but then I got into the wall with Castle. It was pretty much junk after that.
That's kind of what I thought, but still a great recovery from that, and way to top,
I mean, it's
topping it
kind of
off.
hard to pick myself up and down after a disappointing race like that, but I feel like I had a winning car, but it is what it is. That's racing.
Yeah, you know how Darlington
you
can
were-
be. It's a
yeah,
cruel mistress.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, this is one of your best tracks, and I've seen your rear deck lid many times. But this whole season was just vintage Rick Johnson. I mean, and with some of the toughest competition out there ever in the history, and there's Ken Shea in there just congratulating you
Squeegee.
on YouTube. Speaking of tough competition, and you battle all these studs, and came out on top with vintage Rick Johnson.
Oh, thanks, Mel. And I appreciate everybody coming out and racing this season. Be kind of boring if it was just me out there by myself driving around. So appreciate everybody else coming out.
Everyone
Yeah,
let
appreciate
that
you guys too, Milton, Sean. Thanks for all the broadcast work, man. Awesome job all season long.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Like I say,
thank
you
you,
guys
guys.
put on the show. I just pushed the buttons, man. Like Rick said, it'd be real boring if it wasn't for a bunch of cars out there. Otherwise, just call it practice. But yeah,
Well,
thanks everybody for coming out all season.
Thanks for Farmers too, for Bill Farmer.
Yeah, Bill Farmer, Farmer's Contract, and putting up the hardware that will be coming Rick's way soon. Now, you like Matkins, where he's like got a room in his parents' house or something full of the trophies.
No, mine are just sitting right here on my computer.
Yeah, you got quite the collection by now. But again, congrats, another great season. Obviously, a strong Pro Cup run too. We're all going to take a nice holiday break here and come back strong for season 45 in January. And I hope to see you guys all there
You
again.
betcha.
I was telling Milty, I think earlier, it's a numeric coincidence that 2 seasons in a row will match my age for the duration of those seasons because of where my birthday falls. So I was 44 for season 44, and I'll be 45 for season 45. And,
Sounds like
I
a
wish
good
I
luck
was
for
that
me.
young.
I know it's some kind of numerology thing there. Hopefully, I'll get better luck for 45 than I did 44. But I'll see you guys all in the new year. But thanks again for coming out. Again, your race winner, Slim Jim Gately. Second place, Jim, the Highwayman Christopherson, and Ken Hansen. In third, and Rick Johnson bringing home the championship and a top 5 there. thank, as always, everybody coming out on YouTube, liking, subscribing, commenting, chatting. All that interaction helps YouTube notice that we're here. We're keeping this game alive, heading into the 20th anniversary season. We thank Farmer Brothers, Bill Farmer, putting up the hardware. These guys race for us season after season. Thank, as always, our series admins, Ryan Johnson, Chris Beckman, pulling double duty this season, tag teaming it, getting the admin duties covered for this season and beyond. Thank, of course, Sam Young, the owner promoter, keeping the league going, running all the stuff behind the scenes. And of course, can't do this without the man, the myth, the monster, Milt Minter Jr., who hopefully next season will be able to join me in sound and vision again. Come on, OBS, get the friggin' plugin fixed so I can get Milty on the screen again. But we appreciate all you do, Milty, coming out. Even though you're not racing, we got to get you back on the track. But it's always fun having you in the booth. Appreciate you taking the time doing that with us. And
Absolutely, yeah. Hoping to start doing some driving here. We'll see how my leg is here and go from there. And of course, time and work and everything.
Yep. So we just coming off our Thanksgiving yesterday, so we're thankful for all you folks that come out to make these races happen and watch and keep it all running, and everybody involved with the FSB family and extended family. We're thankful for all your support, and hope everybody has a great holiday season and
Thanks
a happy
for
new
watching,
year.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody. But for 2022, signing off for FSB Racing Live until the new year, I've been your host, Sean Reap. Thanks for watching.